Yo, Kounde, you locked in, my boy. Koundiddy, whatever you want to call him, man. 2-1, Frankfurt. Yeah. Whew. Yo, Frankfurt. All of the 2,000 fans that showed up to the Camp Nou, you know what? You wasted your time. You wasted your money to get there. Who knows if you even paid for a ticket, which I don't think it was even possible, but who knows? You're throwing things on top of things to take 2 goals to the dome. To the dome. Kounde comes out of nowhere and scores 2 goals. Same type of goal against you guys. And there's 2,000 of you with fireworks, throwing a whole bunch of who knows what, alcohol, water. I mean, look at this, bro. Look at this. They're throwing stuff on top of stuff. This guy, the guy's humping the wall. He's humping the wall. And they got flares on top of flares, bro. Whole bunch of them just throwing stuff. Flares. Flares. Look at that. And then there's that guy that's just humping the wall. What is he doing? I got no clue, but 2-1, we take the win. What a terrible first half, I will say, man. Even in the second half, it wasn't the greatest, but we got our 2 goals. And we get the 3 points for the Champions League, which now leaves us at 10 points at 14th place. Now, I have no clue whether we can get into the top 8 with the 2 remaining games we have. I have no clue, even if we win them. I mean, we play Slavia Prague January 21st, which is most likely a win, And then Copenhagen, whatever you want to call it. Is there a way we don't make it into this top 8? Some of these teams bound to go down, right? It's not looking the brightest though, but it is possible. Just if we don't make it to the top 8, I know my chances. I know what the chances are. I won't be too upset. I won't be, But I am disappointed if we don't make it to the top 8, which means we now have to fight against these teams in the playoffs or whatever to make it back into where we're supposed to be, So we have not been the greatest in the Champions League. We all know this, right? We all know this. Even this game, scored on 21st minute. It wasn't looking the greatest first half. It was not, man. We sucked. We were dog shit, if I had to say the right word for it. We were dog shit. First half. Not the greatest. I swear, when I tell you, these guys were congesting the middle with 8 center backs. I mean, that was what was going on. And we were relying on the wingers to circulate the ball. With the center backs, we get the ball to the winger. The winger couldn't do anything. Balde or Rafinha puts it back to the center back, to the mean. And it would just continue. That was what the process, that was what the style was like, in the first half. And I was just like, bro, what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? What am I watching? And then I see Fermin Lopez selling crazily. Lewandowski, what did he do, Horrible game from these two. And then Kounde wasn't having the greatest half. But he comes in the second half and does his thing, So it looked like there was really no creativity going on in the midfield when they had this back 8, you know what I mean? There was really no creativity going on in the midfield. It was Pedri going in there and, Fermin would mess up a first touch, things would happen. Rafinha would go into it and there was just really no creativity. We really couldn't do anything between these guys. And even their fullbacks, not allowing, Balde, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal to really do anything, not allowing them to do any sort of real threatening chances. So it really limited us that first half. And I think after that second half, when Fermin came off and Rashford came on, Rafinha was switched to Cam, allowed to do more of his thing with Fermin off. And then Rashford coming on, we really looked more threatening. Rashford for the first 30 minutes looked really threatening. And then he gets that assist for Kounde, crosses it in for Kounde to score, easy header in. And then it basically looked the exact same sort of goal with Lamine. He kind of just swoops. Kounde drops right onto Kounde. No one's on the bank. Now, I don't know if this was planned by Flick. Because if this was planned, yo, Flick, you are a mastermind. You are a mastermind. Or if Kounde is just good at the game and he's cracked and he knows where to be at these times. Yeah, so who knows? Who knows who it really was. But Kounde and Flick, thank you guys. Because this was just a real, uninspiring performance, if how to use the right word. We could have lost this game. We really had no direction in the final third. No, none of that. None. None. But just straight, yo, Rashford, come on, cross. Kounde, bang, bang. After that, not really much happened in this game. They had their counters. I will say this Knopf guy, both first and second half, was looking pretty dangerous. Mostly in the first half with timing his runs. Scary shit right there. I think we definitely have to do way better against these counters. Allowing these guys to toy with us at times, bro. Now, was I hoping that this was the stat pad session? Yes. I indeed was. This is Frankfurt, of all teams, who just got destroyed 6-0 on the weekend by Leipzig. So was I hoping we were going to destroy these guys 5-0? Yes. Yes, indeed I was. I think these guys were doing a pretty good job containing, and Lamine, this guy Brown, was doing pretty well against them. With any other players that were with them as well. Kept Lamine pretty quiet. Rafinha didn't do all too much, you know. Lewandowski, I mean. Anytime I saw Lewandowski, this guy just looked lazy, didn't press. Anytime he had the ball, just messed up. This dude had a free shot on goal at one point and passes it back to Rashford. I'm not forgetting this, yo. And when he gets these set pieces, these free kicks, this dude heads it, but it just goes to his head. He doesn't head it anywhere. He doesn't head it towards any direction. He just heads the ball and lets the ball hit him, bro. Yo, watch any set piece, any free kick set piece in general. Lewandowski, when he gets that ball, it just hits his head and it doesn't go any direction. This game, I saw like 2 of those. What? Yeah. This guy says, our 9s are crap, our coach is obsessed with our 10s. Our center back duo are little boys, and our best players perform like a Dama Traore. The team has potential, but you get the feeling that we are capped. Yeah, I definitely think there's a lot of things that could change. I definitely think that there's huge potential in this team, and I think we're just a few players away from getting to it. And us playing Fermin and Olmo always at the 10. Fermin and Olmo at the 10 does not move me. Does not move me at all. Lamine Yamal moved me more in that Real Betis game than any of these guys this whole season. I'm not even lying. I'm not even that big of a hater of those two. I think they do okay, but could be way better. We could do the standards, you know. Lamine dropping back, doing way more than these guys, offensively, defensively, in the final third, whatever, bro. It looked way more better than whatever the hell they do. Flick had that guy on the right wing getting locked up. As soon as you see that, you should change the guy, move him around. Lamine Yamal, I mean, come on, man. I think that just a few player tweaks, a few positional tweaks, you know, having Lamine Yamal at the 10, having him play more when you see that he can't do all that much on the right wing, forcing him into 1v1 situations, you know, all that. And when you see that teams are just looking at Lamine Yamal, not allowing him to be that threat that he usually is in the match, switch him around, do something. You know, you do that for Rafinha, but you can't do that for Lamine Yamal. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't understand it that much. You've seen him put on a really good performance in Real Betis. That you put him at right wing this game. It took him to the 86th minute from the sub in Rooney Bardigi, whatever you want to call him. You know, and I was just hoping I could see more of Lamine at the 10 today in this game, but didn't happen. And so, yeah, man, I'm not really all that much proud of this team today. Just really uninspiring, really nothing, really. We can start with Juan Garcia, 7.2. I really liked when this guy would come out and sweep, or when he would claim for some of those balls that were coming into the box, those crosses, those free kicks, whatever it was. So yeah, it really looked pretty, whatever. Yeah, 7.2. That's in a goal, but even then, it's gonna happen now and then. So 7.2 deserved, I guess you could say. Balde, 7.2. I really liked Balde this game. I really did, bro. Balde, 7.2. I think he looked very threatening all on that left side. I wouldn't say it was his greatest game ever, but he did his thing. 48 out of 51 passes, 1 shot on target, 3 out of 4 successful dribbles, 5 recoveries. The only thing you could really talk about was when Knopf scored his goal and he almost got there, but even then, it wasn't fully his fault for all that happening. Gerard Martin, 7.3. I think he probably could have reached for that Knopf goal, but I think it's just a good ball-playing game from him. They were getting past the defense a little bit, and I think he was at fault at times, but even then. Kubarti, 7.8. I think he really did anything too threatening today. I think he did place his passes all pretty well, with 120 out of 127. 1 out of 5 accurate long balls, you know. 3 out of 4 ground duels won, 2 out of 2 aerial duels won, 7 clearances. So defensively, he was really well, but I think he's playing it way too safe at times and really got to show out a little more of that ability that I've seen from him, that we know that he can play it. He can make these line breaking passes. He can do this and that. So, more creativity from Kouassi I really want to see. Him and John Martin. Kounde, 9.3. We already know what we should rate him. The 2 goals, 9.3. It makes sense. He's making those runs into the box. 5 out of 6 ground duels won. There were a few mistakes here and there that you saw in the first half or whatever. But even then, 2 goals. You can't really talk that bad about him. I saw people saying he was Kounde. Kounde? Really, guys? Come on, man. Eric Garcia, 7.9. Always a decent performance. Nothing too crazy to say about him. 109 out of 114 passes. And then 3 out of 4 ground duels won. Aerial duels won 3 out of 4. Accurate long balls, 5 out of 8. Good game from him. Pedri, 8.0. Wasn't a spectacular performance by any means, but 8.0. Just a good game in general. Not the greatest, though. Not the, whatever. 8.0. Rafinha, 6.9. Rafinha got a few shots off today that I remember. Really shot them straight at the keeper or just missed them, whatever it was. I liked him moving around. I liked him, trying to offer chances, try to offer some space, try to offer like a next pass for them to do in the final third. It's the game from him. Firmino and Lewandowski, horrible from these two, I will say, man. Dog shit. Dog shit. That's the only real word I can use. Just, yeah, I'm glad Firmino was subbed out 45th minute, man, because, Lamine Yamal at 7.9. I think this Brown guy was doing pretty well against them. I don't think he locked them up by Rashford with a 7.7. I think for the first, 20, 30 minutes he was on, he had a great game. But after that, he kind of just slowed down a little bit, didn't do that much, but still, he was the whole reason the game changed. Frankie, Ferran, I think they looked okay. I think Ferran was really doing some little turns, making himself a threat off the ball. So, yeah, he was good. Frankie, chilling, but... And then Rooney Bargy coming on 89th minute. I mean, dude, I was on TikTok live, and I think that he should have played way earlier on. I mean, you see that performance that he puts on against Real Betis, and you're not playing him. You're not playing him even more than, what is it? Probably, 5 minutes? What? Why? Play him a little more, man. I really just want to see Lamine Yamal 10 and Rooney Bargy more. I need to see that in my life. I need to see more of that. Other than this, though, why is Ronald Araujo going on a vacation trip, spiritual, religious trip to where? Tel Aviv, I think they said. Ronald Araujo has traveled to Tel Aviv for a religious and cultural trip with the club's permission. Yo, bro, I seen this. I did not think it was real until I seen these pictures. This guy leaves and goes on a religious, cultural trip to where Israel, I think. And he's still getting paid, most likely. He's still doing this and that. And the club just allows him to leave in order for a mental health trip. Yeah, because he's gonna come back from this a way better player. He's gonna come back from this, what? Good for him, I guess. But I think it'd be way better for him to see a therapist, sports psychologist, a sports therapist. If Ferran Torres going through that exact same thing when people were in his comments trolling him and all that, he should go see one of those. He should just go talk his feelings out. Why are you going on a trip, to Tel Aviv? I have no clue where that even is, to be honest with you. I think it'd be better for him to just go see a sports psychologist, therapist, something. Talk your feelings out. Talk about what you've been going through. Just randomly telling the board or whatever, yo, I'm going on a trip. Do not contact me. Do not, who knows when he'll be back. When is he coming back? No one knows. There's no one saying anything. Who knows if this is for 2 weeks? Who knows if it's this for a week? I think it'd be way better for him to just go see a therapist, a sports psychologist, something, man. But I don't really care. It's Araujo. We're probably sending him in the summer. Who knows? But other than that, that's all there is to talk about in this video. You guys have a good one, good day, good night, whatever it is for you guys. I'll see y'all later. Make sure to join the Discord. It's going to be in the link in the description. Join it. All my other socials are in the description as well. And on the end screen. Whatever you want to do. Wow. See ya. See ya. See ya.